Oh sure, you could do chocolates or flowers for Valentine's Day, but what she really wants is
Microjig, maker of the gripper. Work safer, work smarter.
I cut out a bunch of thin strips of oak. I'm not sure what size I need this to be yet, so I'm just gonna soak them all in water. I'm weighing the ends down to keep them from floating. And I'll let those soak for a few hours. I'm gonna use a pipe clamp to make this curve. I want this to be a pretty shallow curve, but I need to make the radius a little tighter because when it dries, it's gonna spring back a little. Oak is a great wood for bending. Here's how far I can bend these thin strips after 24 hours in the water. Well, it's been overnight, they feel dry. I'm gonna see which of these curves I like the best. Here you can see that spring back effect as it loses some of its arc. I decided to go with this shallowest curve. I'm gonna trace that curve onto this board somewhere in the middle. And I'll continue it all the way to the end. And I'll cut it out on my bandsaw. Just as I was finishing up this round over, a piece of the wood chipped away right at the very end. And it's either because the router bit is dull or I was feeding it through too fast, or just the fact that this is oak and oak is sometimes tricky to work with that way. But whatever the reason, I think I can fix it, and at least that side will go up against the wall. That wasn't a huge chip out of that wood, and it's the kind of flaw that I could probably just let go, and especially since it's gonna be up against the wall, probably nobody would see it, but it would bother me, and so I would rather just fix it now rather than just have it eat away at my soul for the rest of my life. This is an acrylic rod. I'll cut 2 pieces out of it on my table saw. I can smooth the rough edges using sandpaper. I'll drill a hole on each end halfway through this board. Now let's see if I can clean up that patch. Hey, it's not too bad, it's almost invisible. I need to create a way to be able to mount this to the wall, so I'm gonna drill a couple of holes and make a mounting plate. I'm gonna use this hole as a template to cut out 2 circles in a piece of that bent oak that I didn't use. I'll put an anchor into the wall with a screw, and then the head will just drop in like that. I'll drill a series of holes for the necklace and bracelet pegs. Well, I'm glad I made a couple different sizes of these because I just realized the one I was going to use is gonna be too short. But that's okay because this long one has a pretty shallow arc to it too. I'll temporarily put these acrylic rods in place. See if I can mark it with a small pilot hole first, then a larger hole for a wooden dowel. That didn't work. Okay, I'm gonna try a different strategy this time. I'm just gonna mark where I need to drill the holes in the rods and try it on the drill press. Okay. Technically, it looks like it's going to work. Now to cut some slots for the earrings. Everything seems to have a pretty tight fit. For the most part, I don't think I need to glue much together. I hope this tape will help prevent the wood from getting scratched. I want to thank all of you who have enjoyed my Casper commercials and announce that because of your support, Casper is on board for yet another year. So what can you expect over the next 12 months? Casper is an obsessively engineered mattress sold at a shockingly fair price. The memory foam has just the right amount of bounce and the right amount of sink. I like it kind of firm and not too soft. There's free shipping to Canada and the US. Try Casper for 100 nights risk-free. If you don't love it, they'll come pick it up for free. They got a guy. And you can expect to take $50 off your first mattress purchase by going to casper.com/WWMM and entering the promo code WWMM at checkout. Thanks for joining me for this art and design project. This was a tricky one, I think mostly because I didn't have a set of plans going into it, so I was just sort of making it up as I went along, which takes a lot more time. I'm real happy that in the end everything fit together real nicely and I didn't have to use any screws or glue to hold it together. It always surprises me when I come up with a project that I think is going to be a real simple one and it turns out to be quite challenging. But I hope you can take something away from this video and maybe make something similar to this, or at least inspire some design ideas of your own. If this is your first time here, welcome to Woodworking for Mere Mortals. I have new woodworking videos every Friday on this channel and I'd love to have you subscribe. I'm also excited to announce that we have a new member to the Home and Garden for Mere Mortals team, Fifi from the Divine Hostess channel. She'll be helping us out with kitchen, food, and money-saving tips. Check out her first video on HGMM where she talks about the different types of kitchen knives and what they do. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget, making a Valentine's gift will go a lot further than buying a box of chocolates. I'll see you next week.